everybody, it's me Stacey here at Scrapbooking Made Simple, scrapbookingmadesimple.com, and welcome to our next Saturday with Stacey YouTube class number 586, counting down to 600 Saturday with Stacey YouTube classes. Wahoo Kachoo! Now, if you're new to our channel, hey, I'm Stacey, and I am the owner of Scrapbooking Made Simple. Hello, very nice to meet you. And if you are joining us during the premiere of today's class, that would be 8 a.m. sunny California time, 10 a.m. Central, 11 a.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. in the United Kingdom. Well, we're live chatting. Come say hello. If you're on a desktop or a laptop, live chat would be over there. And if you're on a different device like a phone, the live chat might be below you. Now, there is usually several hundred people live chatting, and we would just love to meet a new friend. So just type your name and where you're from, and you will see how many people will say, hey, because that's the type of people we are. You will not find a more welcoming group than the SMS peeps, the Scrapbooking Made Simple peeps. Now, Today I've got a video, I've got a class for you. It's not the class that was intended. I'll tell you about that in just a minute, but I have winner chicken dinner to give away. I want to ask how your Christmas was. Did you have a yummy Christmas? Are you celebrating Hanukkah, Kwanzaa? What is it that you celebrate, and has it been fabulous so far? We at the Park family house, Mr. SMS and I, we have 2 kids, and we're a very small family. I don't have relatives anywhere else. And all of Michael's relatives are up in Northern California. So our house was just Mr. SMS and I and our 2 boys. But then Claire, SMS girl Claire, came over for dinner, and SMS girl Mary Lynn and her husband Glenn came over for dinner. So it was small and intimate and fun, and we had a great time, and it was easy. The only thing they expected was that we would open the door and welcome them when they got there. I think if we had hot dogs, they would have been okay with that, but we did a prime rib, and let me tell you, I had my mother in my ear. Now, my mom and dad have both passed away, but my mom sits on one side of my shoulder and my dad sits on the other. Mary Poppins, evil queen. So my mom was in my ear because at our family gatherings when I was growing up, my mother put out a huge spread. There was so much food. There was something for everybody. There was a special something just for you that she made sure was out there just because she knew you loved it. And there would always be leftovers to send home with folks if they wanted. So that's how I grew up, with too much. When my mom entertained, and my parents entertained a lot because of what my dad did. He sold life insurance. So they entertained a lot. And the spread, and my mom would make everything. God bless her pea picking heart. So Michael wanted to do prime rib for Christmas. So he went and he got a prime rib that was this big. Now, mind you, for normal people, there's only 7 of us. A prime rib this big, I'm sure, was plenty. But my mom said, I'm sorry, what? So I looked at Michael and I said, I'm sorry, what? We need a prime rib this big. Michael's like, there's 7 of us. I said, I know, but we have to have leftovers in case we want to slice off a couple nice hunks of prime rib and send it home with them. So back to the store Michael went to get a prime rib this big. It is such a good thing that Stater Brothers had them on sale for like $5.99 a pound, because it was this big. We had to cut it up to cook it to get it to fit. But prime rib is easy. You put it in the oven and you let it do its thing. And when we were all done, we had plenty. Mary Lynn and Glenn went home with several slices of prime rib. Claire, SMS girl Claire, went home with several slices of prime rib. I did twice baked potatoes without the baked potato part. I did it in a casserole dish. They went home with that. Michael made asparagus. It was fabulous. Claire brought the most lovely dessert ever. It was easy, it was fun, it was fabulous, and there was very little cleaning to do because we used paper plates. So I had my mom in my ear. Who was in your ear this Christmas? Because I know I could feel her looking down at me going, that will never do, Stacey. There had to be leftovers. And now Michael still has a prime rib this big for leftovers, but it's all good. It's all in the festive atmosphere and really just wanting to make sure that all of our guests were happy, all three of them. So I hope you had a wonderful holiday so far. We are coming up on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. We are closed New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. Our retail store is closed. I don't want my staff leaving in the dark New Year's Eve and driving home. Now, there probably would never be any problem, but it's just best that everybody just celebrate New Year's Eve at home and New Year's Day, and then we will be back on the 2nd. We are open this Monday, but closed Tuesday, Wednesday. And I'll post that on the home site or the homepage of our website. So much going on. The YouTube that I was supposed to do, it is not here. It did not happen. And if it wasn't for Claire and Yvette and I don't know, and Renee and Zoe, honorary SMS girls, we would have nothing. And Jacquard, if it wasn't for Jacquard, we would have nothing. But before I get there, let's do winner chicken dinner, because I got $100 gift card, 2 of them to give away. Oh yeah. It's a gift card. It's a gift card. Now, what do you have to do for a chance to be a winner chicken dinner here at Scrapbooking Made Simple? Super easy. You got to like the video. Gotta like the video, because that determines how much money we give away. And then you have to post below. Post your comment below. Not on the live chat, an actual comment. And then you are in the running to be a winner chicken dinner. And your comment can be anything that is kind. That's all you need it to be, is kind. You can say, hey. You can say hello. You can say hi. You can say, had a great Christmas. You can say, hey, does anybody know how to send an embossing folder through a Big Shot machine, a 3D embossing folder? People will answer your questions as long as it's polite and kind. That's all we ask. You post your comment and we will pick winner chicken dinners like we did here. We have software that randomly selects 2 people, and being that we are starting the new year, we'll wipe clean and everybody will start all over again. So we try not to have people win twice in the same year. We do try, but the random selector selects who they select, but we do try to not have people win twice in the same year. So 2025 is coming up. Everybody gets a clean slate and we'll start all over again. Our first winner chicken dinner is Linda. Oh, I got the first name good. Linda McIntyre? I don't know if that's right. Linda McIntyre. Is that, I don't know if that's right, Linda, but I know you'll forgive me because you just won a $100 gift card to Scrapbooking Made Simple, and the check mark's there, so theoretically it should be in your online account right now to spend. Linda, got the first name. Is it McIntyre? I want to say McIntyre, but isn't there an A between the, wouldn't there be an A between the M and the C? Oh, Linda, forgive me, but love me anyway. $100 winner chicken dinner. Hello. Free money forgives a lot. Okay, our second winner is Erminda. Hello, Erminda. Erminda Lazarowitz. Hello, Erminda Lazarowitz. Congratulations. You two are a winner chicken dinner here at Scrapbooking Made Simple, and $100 in your online account right now to spend any way that makes your heart happy. I mean, come on, Linda and Erminda, well done, right? You're like, woot woot, woot woot. Yes, we're gonna do the winner chicken dinner dance. It wouldn't be as Scrapbooking Made Simple YouTube if we didn't. So, Linda and Erminda, well, they rhyme. Sit up straight, get your fur babies, get your spouses, get who's ever visiting you this holiday to come in and do the winner chicken dance with you, right? You gotta get a whole group going, because I'm gonna be going. Are you ready? You're a winner chicken dinner. You're a winner. Chicken dinner. Wahoo. Ka-choo for you. Congratulations to both of you. I don't know how you're going to spend your money. Week 5 of the winter warehouse sale is on Monday. Ooh, are you going to save it to see what's in week 5? The winter warehouse sale is coming to a close, but there's still one more week of goodies to be added to that sale. Or are you going to splurge today, or maybe a little bit now and a little bit later? It is in your account to spend any way that will make your heart happy. Congratulations. Well done, you. And being that this is the last Saturday with Stacey for the year, well, you could theoretically win in January because we clear it out. All right, so today's YouTube isn't exactly what it was supposed to be. You're like, we had planned for a YouTube a while ago that was meant for this weekend, and well, the product didn't get here, and I didn't know it wasn't going to get here until just recently. You see, the company that we were going to be featuring sent the product here to another place who was then supposed to send it to us. It went from party 1 to party 2 and party 2 to me. Well, it went from party 1 to party 2, but party 2, I don't know what they've done with it. It's there, I think, but it's not here. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what are we going to do? I mean, I was literally freaking out. But because the SMS girls are so amazing, they said, you know what? I had product. I have Hunky Dory for you. I have Hunky Dory at a ridiculously great price to help with the, oops, we don't quite have the YouTube we're supposed to have today. They pulled the Hunky Dory out. They made storyboards. They started making samples. And then I got on the phone. Bring, 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 bring. Hey, this is Stacey. Is this Jacquard? Yes, this is Jacquard. Is Asher there? Bring, bring. Asher, Stacey wants to talk to you. Hey, Asher, how you doing? Happy holidays. I need a favor. I know I was supposed to launch my 6 new ink colors and re-inkers on the 31st of December, but I need them sooner. Can you get them to me? Stacey, it's Christmas Eve. I know. Okay, we'll do our best. And lo and behold, he was able to get me in finished samples with labels and everything of my inks and my re-inkers so I could launch them today. So I'm really going to focus on the inks and the re-inkers, but the girls made a lot of the samples are with the Hunky Dory. I have got Hunky Dory paper on sale. Whatever we have left, we have it on sale. So some things we have 5 of, some things we have 2 of, some things we have 20 of. So Hunky Dory paper. But then I have got for you their Moonstone mini dies. The entire alphabet set of Moonstone mini dies, and then the numbers. And I'm going to show you those because while I'm not going to focus on them right now, I might cut them a little bit later. You're going to see them on all the samples. And I wasn't planning on using them in this YouTube. Nope. Otherwise, we'd have lots of samples. But a girl's got to do what a girl's got to do. And the SMS team pulled together, and thankfully some of the honorary SMS girls had already started making some samples. So while it's not exactly what it was supposed to be, it's perfect anyway because we are together. We are crafting together. We're going to make some fabulous things. I'm going to show you my inks. We're going to play with my inks a little bit, but I am going to tilt down. I am going to show you the Hunky Dory, the Moonstone minis. That way you can go, and if you love them, grab them because we're limited as to what we have. It wasn't supposed to be this YouTube, but I put them at such a price that I think it will be hard to say no. I'm trying to make up for having this much as opposed to this much. So let's tilt down. Let's get started for today. It's good to see everybody. Hello, hello. Getting ready for New Year's. It's hard to believe 2025 is knocking at the door. All right, so let me show you some samples. So hello. The H, the L, E, L, L, O, those are Moonstone minis. And then we have the 50. Aren't they pretty? They're called Dotty minis. Can you see why? Isn't that beautiful? Whether this be a 50th anniversary or a 50 birthday I mean, it's beautiful. It's a great card. And the Moonstone minis are here. So they retail for about $119.99. Go visit Scrapbooking Made Simple to find out what we're selling them at, because I put them at a Holy Smokes Artichokes price. We have got A through Z, and they are kind of a dotty. They've got that great dotty look to them. I would say they're maybe 1.5 inches in size, so perfect for card making. All the letters, we are only selling them as the bundle. You cannot just buy the letter K. You've got to buy them all. But at the price I'm putting them out at, I think you will be happy with it. And because of the size, you can stitch them really nice. So A through Z is one bundle. I don't even think I'm going to try and put them away. I'm going to leave them there. And then the 11 pack of the numbers. So 0. Now the 0 and the O are different. Let me see. Here's the O. They look close, but the O is a little bit fatter. The O is a little bit fatter, and this one says O, and this one says 0. So they didn't use the O and the 0. They didn't interchange them. So I have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They did interchange the 6 and the 9. So just depending on how you rotate it, you either have the 6 or the 9, 7, 8, and then you have the first, second, third, fourth to end. And you've got the and sign. All part of the numbers. And again, at a price that I'm hoping makes up for this YouTube not really being what it was supposed to be. And I'm so sorry about that. I mean, I suppose I didn't have to tell you and you wouldn't know, but I know, so I need to tell you. Now I want to show you the storyboards, because SMS Girl Renee and Zoe, SMS Girl Zoe made the storyboard. And you can see all the numbers. And then you're finishing first, second, third, fourth. So here is the numbers. And then we have the letters. And again, they've got that dotty look to them. They're really darling. You absolutely can stitch with them. You're going to get the entire alphabet. You're going to see it on all of the samples. So A through Z. And I think they're great. As for the Hunky Dory paper, the glittered ombre is the pack we have the most of, so you're going to see lots of samples in the glittered ombre. There are 48 sheets. It is 220 GSM, and it is really, really pretty. Like really pretty. I mean, the color is beautiful. And it's an ombre. This is just a small piece of it. These got cut into, but you can see the color, and it's got that glittered look to it. And then as you get towards the bottom, it lightens in color. They're full A4 size sheets. And you're going to get, what did I say, 48 of them? So full A4 size sheets. So the same size as Sizzix. And just the most beautiful, rich, yummy colors. That blue. You know what? Let's go from this side. That blue is just in a hot pink, and the purple and the blue and the red and the green. Now, of course, it goes this way, and the green and the silver and the black and the dark green and the dark, oh, the colors are really, they're just beautiful. Look at the teal. Oh, yes, please. So from dark all the way down to light, all with that kind of glittery effect in the ombre. So all the Hunky Dory paper that we have in A4 size is on sale. And when it's gone, it's gone. It's not replaceable. So we went ahead and put that on sale as well. But for now, what we're really going to focus on are my new inks. So I have 6 new colors that I love. They're beautiful. I've got the inks and the re-inkers. We have them on special. We have the bundle of the re-inkers. It retails for $35.94. It's on sale for $26.96. And we have the ink pads, which are $46.14 normally, on sale for $34.61. And they're at a really nice savings. But once we've had them for a little while, they will come out of the I Want It All bundle. So if you're looking for the I Want It All bundle, we'll only keep it in an I Want It All for a little bit, and then they'll just go into open stock. And we have open stock as well, so maybe you just want to pick up the brown right now. Absolutely. Open stock is on sale, but the best value is always going to be in the bundles, and the bundles only last for so long. I know some of you were looking for the bundles of the blue raspberry and the papaya salad and the dragon fruit, and by the time you were asking about them, they had been around a while, so we took them off the I Want It All bundle. So we've got the inks and the re-inkers. And I love the names. So we've got grape juice. We've got kale salad. Tart cherry. Baked brownie. Blueberry pie. And spaghetti squash. Love the names of them. They make my heart happy. And a big thanks to Jacquard, because they made sure that I had them here to be able to share with you. I wasn't supposed to have them until Monday, and they got them here a little early. Thank you. So we're going to really focus on these today, and I'm sure I will die cut something at some point, but I'm going to start with the inks. And I'm going to go ahead and I want to do 5 different techniques with each. I'm going to do a storyboard for each of the inks, doing the 5 techniques that I want to show you, because not all inks are the same. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use some of my Sizzix Makers tape. And kind of mask out a little bit more room for my ombre. And last but not least. So I'm going to play with each of the colors so you see each of the colors, and we're going to do this 5 same techniques for each of those colors. Now, I also want to show you the tear-off palette from Royal Talons. And as I am learning more about Talon's product, I start my In the Studio with Stacey on January 7th with my very first In the Studio with Stacey with Royal Talons. And I've been playing with a lot of their stuff, and I didn't even know a tear-off palette existed. It is 20 sheets of it's not exactly wax paper. It's stronger than wax paper, but it has a non-porous surface. So it becomes a palette. You can get it wet. You can ink on it. You can use paint on it. And I think the cool thing I like about it is that it's more than one use. Just because you use it one time doesn't mean you then have to tear it off and throw it away. This is really great if you are doing a class, if you have friends over, if you're going to the senior center or Girl Scouts, because then you can tear one piece off and give it to each person. There's 20 sheets in here and it retails for like $5.99, and then we have it on sale. So I am really enjoying this, and I usually use my woodware blending mats that I cut up, but this seems to do as good of a job, and it just seems portable and easy and affordable, especially if you are going to be playing with friends. And again, you can use this sheet more than once. In fact, I'm going to use it. I'll show you how many times we can use it. I've actually used this sheet probably 20 times already. So it does go a really long way. Now, where do I want to start? I think I'm going to start with full color. I think I'll start with full color, and let's start with blueberry pie. And I'm going to take my blueberry pie and I'm just going to do a full color on my paper, just so you can see full color. There we go, full color. And it is a lovely color. Beautiful, makes my heart happy. It is different than all the other blues that we have, and I will show you that in just a minute. Now, my dye-based inks, these are premium dye-based inks, which a lot of inks are dye-based inks, but every dye-based ink is formulated different to do different things. Also, the delivery method of the ink can be different. I've gone with a felt top, a beautiful felt top. Usually your finer inks have the felt top to them, and it allows a better distribution of your ink. There are many different types of delivery methods for your inks, but typically the felt top, with a pigment-based ink, you're always going to find it to be a foam top. They won't do a pigment-based ink in a felt top, but your better dye-based inks are in a felt top. Can you use this to make your own? Let's see how many pieces. Oh, I got plenty. Can you use this to make a background if you wanted to matte paper on it? Let's say I wanted to make an exact matte of the color of the stamp, the ink that I'm stamping with. Can I do that? Yes, even if it is a felt top. Now, a foam top is going to be a little bit easier, and there is lovely dye ink out there with a foam top, and you will see that they're able to just swoosh, one swoosh. Oh, that's how I got it on my hands. Okay, wait a minute, I'm gonna set this over there. I was wondering how I got it on my hands last time. Now I know. See, my ink stays wet longer. Let's go ahead and let's add a toot toot. We'll talk about how long my ink stays wet. So, foam tops, a hard foam top, you'll see will just go right across, and it does such a beautiful job. It does. Mine, you're gonna have to go back and forth a couple times, and then you can turn it and back and forth a couple times, and then you can turn it and back and forth a couple times, and then you can turn it. So can you go ahead and make a coordinating mat? Absolutely. If I was going to stamp or color with this color and I wanted my mat to match exactly, I can do that. Everybody's inks do a slightly different thing. The idea is to find the ink that does more of what you want than any other ink out there. Find the brand that does the most of what you are looking for. See, now I could stamp, and I could have in my blueberry pie and have my matching ink. My inks do a few things that are different than some of the others. One, the full saturation. My inks are highly saturated, which means there will never be a lighter color of blueberry pie and a darker color of blueberry pie. I think one ink should give you lots of color to play with. So these are super, super saturated, where you don't have to have a light and a dark and a medium. One color to get you everything you need. I've shown you full color, and it is beautiful. Now let's talk about doing gradations of color. And to do that, I do need my little palette. Hello, little palette. And I'm going to use my re-inker. In fact, I'm going to turn my little palette this way. I'm going to use my re-inker and a paintbrush. Because the inks are so heavily saturated, one little drop will do you. There you go, one little drop. That's as much ink as I'm going to use. So you can imagine how long that re-inker is going to last. So one little drop. Then I'm going to bring over some water. And I've got some water, which is beating up right on my Tear Off palette by Royal Talons. I'm going to put my paintbrush, and I'm going to pick up the smallest little bit of ink that I possibly can pick up. I don't even know if you can see. It's so little on my paintbrush. And I'm going to come over, and I'm going to blend it into my water. And if I want to make sure that I have a super light color, I can even add more water to it and desaturate the color. Now I bring it on over. Oh, I don't want to stick my fingers in that. And I paint. And I paint a super light blue. Super light. Then I come over, and I wonder if I can even desaturate that just a little bit more. A little more water on the top. And desaturate that even more. Let me get my... So I wanted even a lighter blue. Because the water, or the ink, is water reactive, I can go in there and pick up some of my color and desaturate it even more. I think that's good. Then I can come in and take a little bit more of my ink, and I mean a little bit more, just a dab, and put it into my color and darken it up. And then I can come in and paint again. And if I want to go a little darker, a little bit more, and blend it in. And if I want to go a little darker, a little bit more, and blend it in. And if I want to go a little bit darker, this time I can take a little bit of water to my ink. And look at all the gradation that I've made. Really light at the top. And just a great gradation of color. So you cannot do that with all inks because they're not as heavily saturated as mine. I wanted you to have one ink, and depending on how much water you use with it, that determines your color. Now I can go in and let's grab this and let's move that into there. And I can just paint. Just paint. So this is desaturated because there's full color. This is a desaturated color. And I'm using 100-pound white paper. Simply Defined 100-pound white paper. We are out. Hopefully more coming in January. So now I've got full color. I've got desaturated from your lightest blue, it's almost white, all the way down to almost a full color. I've got just a desaturated, and because of the way it is, if I chose to, I could go in and my inks are water reactive. Oop. A little much on the top. That's okay, we'll go for it. And you can see that the water has activated the inks. Right? Completely activated the inks. So if that's what you like to do, if you like that look, and then if I wanted, of course I could come back in and I could paint over the top if I wasn't happy and start again and do something different. Darken it up a little if I wanted. You really have lots and lots of opportunity. So I'm going to take this. I feel a little guilty about doing that. Do I have any small pieces? I feel guilty about just tossing the ink away. I'm just going to put a little more blue. So blueberry pie. pick up some of the color and make a background. Then I can take a baby wipe and baby wipe down my whole thing. And now I'm ready for my next color. Even though I'm on disposable, no problem. You can get so many uses out of one sheet. Now I'm gonna bring this back and I'm gonna grab a stamp. So this is a woodware stamp that we used last week, the butterfly we used last week. And I'm gonna grab my blueberry pie, and on my water reactive, I'm gonna stamp full color. Let's get my gush pad. And stamp full color. 1, 2, 3, A, B, C. 1, 2, 3, A, B, C. 1, 2, 3, A, B, C. So now you can see what full color looks like against it. The thing is, this is all done using the same ink pad. That means the colors are going to blend and go well together no matter what you do with them, because it's all the same ink. It's all the same color. The only thing we've changed is the desaturation. How much water did we add to get that to happen? Right? So now I'm going to use a blending brush. And I'm using the blending brushes from Crafter's Companion. You get 5 of them, just like this. They each come in their own little carrying case. They come with a sticker. They come with a sticker. I have one left to do, that you can put at the top so you can ink it up with the color. They've got 2 little points so you can get into places. They are a lovely handhold, hundreds of thousands of bristles. And when you put them away, you always want to make sure that those bristles are on the part of the carrying case that doesn't have any of the little forms built into it. So those little forms are meant to hold the handle, and the empty part is meant to hold the bristle. If you do it backwards, what happens is those little forms dent into your bristles. You don't want to do that. So just put it away, always remembering that the bristles fit in the empty space, not the space that has the little forms in it to hold the handle. Now these are super easy to use. And depending on what I want to do, I can either tap off, tap my color off, and come in oh, I got a little water on it, but that's okay. And just kind of come down and kind of color the whole thing. And then I can start to decide, how dark do I want my color? So I can start picking up my color and coming in and making it darker. So the darker my bottom is, the lighter my top looks. And I can use a blending brush. I could have even gone lighter than that. A blending brush to give that really great gradation. So far we have our full color, we have our watercolor gradation, we have a desaturated and then stamped with full color on top of our water reactive spritz. We've done it with a blending brush. And now, let's put my blending brush away. Now we're going to use embossing powder with it. And you're like, wait, embossing powder? You said it's a dye-based ink. I know, but my inks stay wet long enough. And see, I can just take this and wipe it down and use it again. I don't know how long they intended for these to last, but boy, they last a long time. So I'm going to use embossing powder. I've got ink all over my hands. That means I'm going to have to go full saturation. And let's get something so I can make a funnel. Do I have a funnel somewhere? Let's see how many I've got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, well, I guess I can use one of these for a funnel. So I have to go put my ink straight onto my paper. Straight on. And then I'm going to use Jacquard's clear embossing powder. So, ink, 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 ink. That looks good. Bring over my embossing powder, and my inks stay wet long enough for you to do embossing. It's not a pigment-based ink. It is a true dye-based ink. But all dye-based inks are manufactured differently from each other. It's not that one is necessarily better than the other. It's that you need to find the ink that does the majority of the techniques or what you want to use the ink for. Sometimes you might be using one brand of ink because it does one thing and another brand of ink because it does something completely different. Maybe one time you're using my inks because they are water reactive, and then maybe another time you're using Memento inks because they're not water reactive. Now I've got embossing powder. Oh, I just touched it. Darn it, Stacey. I've got embossing powder right here, and you're not supposed to touch your embossing powder because of course it's powder. And if I touch it, it will just wipe right off. So I need to heat set this. I'm going to bring over my Sizzix heat tool. And you will see it go from a powder to a solid. Embossing powder is just a plastic. It's a finely ground plastic that when you add enough heat, it melts. Now a heat tool is hotter than a hair dryer, but not as hot as a paint stripper. But can you see it changing? So let me stop there and kind of show you that glaze. So I haven't done any embossing here. I haven't done the heat enough to melt there, but I have here. And I can just keep on going. Now, not every dye-based ink is going to be able to do that. Look at that. Look at that beautiful shine. But what if I wanted it even more intense? Well, I could take and right over the top of my blueberry pie, whew, I could go again. Add a little bit of ink. Add a little bit of my embossing powder. And I just kind of go across the top and let gravity do its job. Just let it kind of slide on down and cover it up. Perfect. I can then put the rest of my embossing powder right back. Wipe up my blue ink. And let's add a, oh, see, I did it again. I put like my fingers in it. There we go. You use such little embossing powder. And then let's heat set. And this time I'm even going to get a glossier glazed look to it. It is almost like glass. Haven't done that, but I've done here. Look it is almost like glass. And if I wanted, I could go over it a third time. You can double, triple emboss. Don't be afraid of double embossing. It really is quite beautiful. And then as soon as my paper is cool to the touch, then I know I can touch my embossing. It's got to be cool to the touch. I don't want to touch it too soon because it's plastic. It'll get my fingerprint in it. But once, yeah, that's good. It's done. Look at that gloss. All right, so now I got a little water there. Zoop. Water reactive. But wait, on the 31st, I hope to be able to show you how to make it not water reactive. My ink's not water reactive. All right, so let's pull 1, 2, 3, 4. So full color, gradation of color, desaturated, spritzed for water reactive, and then stamped with the same color over the top, blending tool, and embossing powder. All done with blueberry pie. What do you think? Okay, one down. Now, before I move on, because I want to do it with all of them so you can see all the colors. My hands are really inky. Let's see. So, these are the current colors that I have. I have Caribbean blue, I have blue raspberry. I have blue jay. I have Admiral Blue, and now Blueberry Pie. And you will see that there is a world of difference between all the blues. There is an absolute difference between the blues, with Blueberry Pie being the newest. I would think the closest one it's comparable to is Blue Jay, but you can see that Blue Jay has a little bit more green to it, and Blueberry Pie has a little bit more red to it. So definitely a difference. But those are, and I don't know, that blue raspberry is more teal than anything else, but love the colors. Blueberry Pie is the latest and greatest. All right, let's move on to the next one. So I'm going to grab a piece of paper. I'm going to put my Blueberry Pie away. Grab a piece of paper. And full color. Ombre. Water reactive. Blending and embossing. So what's our next color? How about we do our baked brownie? Yum, baked brownie. Okay, so let's go full color baked brownie. I probably should straighten that maybe a little. Full color baked brownie. Right? Beautiful. Let that dry for a minute because it's wet. And now I'm going to take it and we're going to watercolor with it. So I can put my pad away for now, because now I'm going to move to my re-inker. And again, I'm going to use just a drop. I mean just a drop. Let's get my blue out of my brush. And let's use just a drop. Okay, I'm going to say that's close enough. Is it still wet? A little bit. So just a drop. And let's see what we can do. I know that doesn't look like very much. It isn't very much. Can you imagine how long a re-inker would last you by using just a drop? It's all about the desaturation. It's all about how intense these inks are so that you can take them down to the next level. Let's pick up a little bit of my brown, a little bit of my baked brownie. Grab a paper towel so I can wipe off if I want. And let's see what color we've got. Oh, that's a whisper of a brown. Add a little bit more brown, pick up just a little bit, add it in. Now we're a little darker. If I wanted to go even a little darker than that, a little bit more brown, add it in. A little bit more brown, add it in. Oh, a little bit more than that. Still working from my drop. Still just adding in bits of brown. And then I'll take a little bit of my ink or a little bit of my water and mix it in almost full strength. I think I can get it a little darker. Just a touch. Just see if I can get it just a little bit darker. And I could probably get it darker than that, almost to full strength. But you can see up here, this isn't white, that's the brown. And it gradation all the way down. Hardly any. And I just keep going darker. The darker I make the bottom, the lighter the top is. But that was one ink. And all of those colors out of that one ink. So I used 2 drops of a re-inker. Is really what I used. Is 2 drops of a re-inker. And then I can come in and paint with a desaturated brown. If I want to make it a little bit more brown, add another drop. Mix in my water. Let's see how dark this is. So look at all I've done with baked brownie. From full color to watercolor. Here's a desaturated color. Now I'm going to give that a second to dry. And in the meantime, I can wipe up my brown. And I'm still on my very first palette. And then I'm going to come in and I'm going to stamp. So I'm going to hit it with the heat tool because it's just a little bit of wet. And let's grab my baked brownie stamp pad. And let's see what full color looks like. Oh, let's hit it with a little bit of water. A little bit of water. Okay, a little bit of water. And it's already starting to react with the water. And then I can either let the water evaporate, or I can go in and I can pull that water up. And now I can ink. Well, let's make sure it's dry. Zoop. And let's ink it up with my butterfly stamp. And full color. And full color. And full color. So now you can see the full color on top of the desaturated color. And it's all going to work because it's all the same color. So now blending. Let's grab a blending tool. And I don't need this anymore, but I do need my ink pad. And let's go in there, and maybe I want to tap off a little bit of my color. And I'm just going to start really light. Super light brown. Then I might come back in and go really heavy down here and start building my color, working my color back up. Super easy to blend. Okay. I've got my gradation that way too. Full color, watercolor gradation, water reactive, stamped, blending tool, and then last but not least, we'll hit it with some embossing. So my tool can go away. Make sure that my bristles are always in that empty area down below. Wipe off my, what's supposed to be my disposable palette. And now let's hit it with some full color and my embossing powder. So full color. Embossing powder. Let gravity do the work. Little tap off. Put my rest of my embossing powder right back on in. And then heat set. And I'm done. Now again, I could do a double if I wanted. Let gravity do the work. And put it back in. Oh, I didn't tap it all off. Put it back in. And we'll move on to the next. I'll heat set and we'll move on to our next color. A little bit of embossing powder on there, but that's okay. And I got my fingers on this one. All right, we've got all 5 done. Throw a little heat on that just so it dries. So Claire is in love with this color. There's our embossing. There's our blending tool. There's our desaturated with water reactive. There's our watercolor. And there is our full color. And there we go. All right, so for the brown, baked brownie versus dark chocolate, because dark chocolate was the original color. I still got the blue. Me and the blue, I don't know what happened. The blue and I got into a fight and the blue won. So let's see, let's find the, oh, here we go. So here I have dark chocolate, which is the original, already released color, next to baked brownie. Look at the difference. There is a dramatic difference between the two. That way you know that the colors are different enough, there's a reason to have both. All right, let's move on. Grab another one. I don't know if we'll get to do all of them, we'll see. And what color we want to use this time? Let's move this over here. How about maybe we use our spaghetti squash? Oh, Stacey, okay. All right, let's move on to spaghetti squash. And I just did what I said I wasn't going to do. There we go. Let's just roll that up so I don't lose it next time. There we go. All right, so spaghetti squash, yellow. Lots of different colors of yellow out there. Let's go full color. Ooh, is that a happy color? Okay, and I think I'm going to go ahead and heat set this just so I keep my fingers out of it. Yeah, just a little heat to it, just so I keep my fingers out of it. Okay, full color. Happy. Oh, it's still even a little wet right there. I can see it. Happy. Now, let's do watercolor. So grab my paintbrush, grab my palette. Make sure my paintbrush doesn't have any of my brown in it. Okay, I think that's good enough. Let's grab my re-inker of my spaghetti squash. Let's put a little bit of let's go zoop. And a little bit of water. Spray, 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 spray. And pick up just a little bit of my yellow. And put it into my water. I might go just a little more of my yellow. Just a hair bit more maybe. A little more spaghetti squash. Okay, let's see what color we get. Oh, super pale yellow. Super, super, super pale. And then a little bit more yellow into my and let's see if that's any darker. Maybe a little bit. I might need 2 of yellow. 2 whole drops. And then a little darker. Let's go ahead and add a second drop. Shoop. So I'm getting darker as I go down. And then a little more. And then I'm just going to take a little bit of water and put it into almost full color. And there I've got my watercolor gradation from super, super light. And I keep going down, down, down. A little drop will do ya. It doesn't really take much more than that. Less is more. You can always add. That looks great. I'm stopping where I'm at. Oh, and I got water in there. Okay, stop. I'm just going to blend that out. Nothing to see there. Just blend it right on out. Add a little water and blend it right on out. Oops. I just want that light yellow to be a little bit lighter. Oh, that looks good. Okay. Stop, Stacey. Okay. One color of ink. Full color. Watercolor. Then, let's just grab all of this. And we'll paint this. And we'll take a little bit of our water and make it water reactive so we get some little drops. And you can see the drops happening right away. Ooh, no water on there. See the drops happening. Seeing that reaction. And then I can come in and pick it up if I want. And then I can bring over my stamp. No brown on my stamp. I can wash off my palette. Still using page 1. Let's go full color. On spaghetti squash. One. 2. 3. Now you can see full color against the desaturated. My watercolor ombre, my full color. That still looks wet. Okay, we're gonna now go into blending brushes. So blending brush. Do I have a yellow one? 1, 2, 3. I do not have a yellow one yet. So blending brush. I put my sticker on the top. I've now done my color. And start at the top and go a little light. So light yellow, I had a little water left over, so I got a little water in there, but I'll be okay with that. So light yellow, and then I'm going to come up from the bottom. To make my ombre. Ombre with my blending brush. And last but not least, embossing. And down we go. And let's see what color we get. Let's see how good it looks. It changes. Once you add that embossing powder, the color becomes so beautiful and so rich. Okay, one coat. Oh, I missed a spot. Can you see that little doll area right there? Oh, not doll anymore. This is spaghetti squash. Look at how good it looks. I think that's got, it's dry. Look at how pretty that looks. And because it's the same ink pad, everything's gonna work well together. Blueberry pie. Baked brownie. Now let's grab the yellows so you can see. 1, 2, 3. So here's pineapple crush, which is already released. Here's yellow curry, which was in my original colors. And now spaghetti squash. So let's go 1, 2, 3. Look at the difference between them. Right? Yum. Totally different. So pretty. All right, let's do the next one. Maybe I'll just do one more. Wipe that down. Oh, I don't know. Maybe I would. See, I haven't played with these. I played with the prototypes. This is the first time I've actually seen it in finished packaging. All right, let's do kale salad. One. Two, because you got to know what the colors are. 3. 4. All right. Let's see what we get with kale salad. Full color. Then I'm going to heat set it so I don't get it all over my hands. Ooh. Normally I just let this dry, but I let it dry with the blue and it's all over me. And typically you wouldn't have this much ink down, but I want you to see full color. Oh, that's a pretty green. That's deep and dark and yummy. Okay, then we go into painting. Make sure I got my yellow out. Good enough. Let's grab my kale salad. Let's add a drop. Highly saturated. Zoop. Let's see if that one little drop is enough. Some water off to the side. A little bit of my ink into my water. Crazy how such a little bit of ink can do so much. I think I might even go a little bit lighter. Okay, let's see what we get. And then a little bit of my ink. And let's see what we get. And then a little bit more of my ink. And let's see what we get. Maybe a little more. And maybe I add one more drop so I go full coverage down below. Grab some of my water. Maybe one more little drop. A little will go a long way. And there I have my watercolor. Okay, now I mix these together. And we go in. And we paint it. It's all desaturated because I've added water. clean up my palette. Zoop. Zoop. Add a little water to this just so I can get those little, that texture. Oh, big drop. Big drop. Pick up some of my drops. So now I've got water reactive. And then I'm gonna stamp. Clean my yellow off. And let's go full saturation. One, two, three, A, B, C, and up. Oh, okay. Oh, I like that. 1, 2, 3, A, B, C. Ready? 1, 2, 3, A, B, C, and up. Oh my gosh, that color's fabulous. You know I'm gonna like the colors because of course I chose them, I picked them. But then a chemist has to actually make the colors. And so at that point it's kind of out of my hands. But my goodness gracious, what an amazing color. Okay, then we grab my blending brush. And grab my kale salad. And I'm gonna go really light. Really light. Super light green. You're like, I don't even see the green. Well, if I pulled back you would see it when you see the white. Super light green. And then let's go heavy on the bottom and blend up. Okay, ombre done with my blending brush. Oh, the more I do, the faster I get. My blending brush. Oh, I didn't put the ink on the top. Kale salad. And then the last is embossing powder. I can wipe off my... I love this thing. I don't know, man. For that price, I'm still on sheet number 1. That's crazy, right? That's really amazing. Okay, embossing powder. cap off. Embossing powder back in. Lid on. And let's heat set and see what we get. Oh, I missed a couple spaces. See how I missed that right there? Better. Now, try to have your fingers not wet when you're touching everything. Because I've got my baby wipes, my fingers are wet. So I'm just going to go back in and fix that. There. Kale salad. Full color, watercolor, water reactive stamped with full color, blending brush, embossing powder. And our greens, well, we don't have very many greens. We're working on it. So zesty lime is already out. Wasabi was an original color. And now kale salad. So now you've got 3 distinct different greens. Love it. So kale salad, spaghetti squash, baked brownie, blueberry pie. All right, I'm just gonna go for it. If you're with me, you're with me, and if you're not, I understand. But I'm 4 in, and I'm just gonna finish. So, full color. Watercolor, water reactive, blending tool, okay, let's go with grape juice. So full color, just because it's easier for me to do it from this side. Full color. Heat set. Just so I don't stick my fingers in it. Okay, heat set so I don't stick my fingers in it. Now let's do our watercolor. Let's grab the re-inker, my paintbrush, and there's, well, no, it's green. I was gonna say, and there's still blue in my brush. A little bit of grape juice. A little bit of water. Pick up a little with my paintbrush. Mix it into my water. Oh, that color's so good. And let's see what color we get. A little bit darker. A little bit darker. I don't know if I can get it a little bit darker without going full color, but we'll try. I might have to add another little drop to get full color, but let's see how dark I can get this without it being full color. That's such a pretty color. And then let's add one more drop and we'll try and do full color. Such a pretty color. And I'll add just a little bit of water, just so at the very bottom it's as dark as I can get it. Such a pretty color. Wow. Look at the gradation of color. Would you ever think that with literally 2 drops of re-inker? Hello, beautiful. Oh my gosh, that looks amazing. This is grape juice. I'm in love. Okay, paint. A few little drops here and there. Pick them up. My hand in it. Nope, we're just gonna go with it. Full color, watercolor from the lightest. Then we've got our water reactive. I can clean up my palette. I can bring over my stamp. Grab my grape juice and go full color. I know inks can be tricky out there because there's so many manufacturers. Everybody's got an ink and they all do something slightly different than each other. It's a matter of learning about the inks before you buy them, finding out what it is they do, and sometimes what it is they don't do. That can make all the difference on whether that's an ink you want to invest in. Dye-based inks are the most common inks out there for paper crafters and stampers. But every dye-based ink is formulated just a little different. I've got the full color on top. Right? Amazing. Blending tool. Okay. Put my last sticker. I lost a sticker somewhere. I'm gonna have to make up one of these because I've lost one. There's a half of one there and nope, there isn't. So sticker on top of my blending tool. Start really light. Bring over my palette. I don't need my gush pad anymore. So start with my palette. Go really light. Super light purple. So those darker marks are where I had water, where water spilled, but that's okay. So super light at the top, super light all the way down. I just did a really light color all the way down, kind of give me a base. And then I can come back in and go dark at the bottom and work my color up. Dark at the bottom and work my color up. So I've got my ombre color, done with my blending brush. Put my color on the sticker. Put it away. And the last one I'm doing is heat emboss. And for that, let's see, I can put this one over here, and I can put this one over here. I can put that one over here. Oh, throw my lid on. That one over here. And then full color. So because it's a felt pad, the delivery of the ink is a little more controlled and not so much. You have to rub a little bit more, but you're not putting so much ink on with just one swipe. It saves on your inks. They can't do a felt pad with a pigment-based ink, but we can with a dye-based ink. And you'll find a lot of your better ink manufacturers use a felt-based pad just because it's more control with the ink. A foam pad is fine on a dye-based ink. That allows you to just literally swipe and add color. But to get the gradations, it's a little bit harder. But you can swipe and get the color super easy. So there's trade-offs because there's not one that's better than the other. They're just different. Can you see that color? It's beautiful. Look at how gorgeous is that. And then zoop, 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 and zoop. Grape juice. That's amazing. Grape juice. Oh, what do you think? I don't know. The colors are just my heartbeat still. Okay, so let's see. So plum crazy, eggplant parm, and grape juice. So plum crazy, eggplant parm, and grape juice. The closest it's going to be is to plum crazy, but can you see the difference? Definitely more red, definitely more blue. Plum crazy, grape juice, and then eggplant parm. So plum crazy and grape juice are going to be closer in the color, but one's definitely more red and one's definitely more blue. So now we've got grape juice. We've got our blueberry pie. We've got our baked brownie. We've got our spaghetti squash. And we've got our kale salad. One more to go. I'm just going to do it. And then we're going to save these and use these. We're not tossing those after all that work. All right, the last thing I have is tart cherry. Not cherry tart, tart cherry. There's a difference. So full color. And ombre. Oh, I'm getting these longer and longer as I go. And water reactive. And blending brush and embossing powder. All right, tart cherry, full color. Full color. Okay. Then let's do our watercolor. Grab the re-inker, my paintbrush, get my grape juice off of it. One drop. Water. Pick up a little of my color. Mix it in. Oh, super light. And then a little bit more of my color and mix it in. And then more of my color and mix it in. My color. I'll come back and get another drop so I can try and do full color. And then a drop, and I'll add just a little bit of water to it. And there we go. With 2 drops of a re-inker from our lightest shade of pink all the way down. Then we blend, blend, blend. And we paint, paint, paint. Desaturated color. See, you can't have this in your hand and hold it next to your... Oh, see, look at that, Stacey. That's a boo-hoo. Okay, then I'm gonna go ahead and wipe this on down. Still on my first one. I think I'm getting close to having to change it. But boy, have I done a lot on this thing. And now blending brush. Oh no, got stamp. Stamp, stamp, stamp. And let's add a little bit of water and get our drops. Okay. Got our distressed looking drops going on. Let's come in full color. One. Two. Three. So now you can see full color on there with a desaturated background that's been distressed by water. And now I need my blending tool, and I'm going to use this one. I'm missing the top, the little piece. I'm going to have to make one. Let's bring over my palette again. And let's go really light all over. Just give a little bit of a base. All right, and then let's go heavy, heavy, heavy. And work it on up. And we've got our ombre with our blending brush. And then the last thing, remind me, I gotta get a top for that one so I remember that this one is our Tart Cherry. And then the last one is full color and embossing powder. And then we have done all 6 new colors. Oh! But I wasn't gonna quit. I just gotta do it. I just stuck my finger in it. Ah! Okay, wet fingers. Then we just fix the problem. All right, embossing powder. Over the top. Let it walk itself on down. And away. And then let's heat set. Okay, and this one oh, I missed a spot. Oh, right there. Can you see it right there? Better. But because I haven't done it since the first one, I'm going to go ahead and do a double. So a double emboss. You can see where I didn't get enough ink right there. But we're going for it. Oh, so pretty. Wow, look at that. That's gorgeous. So now I have completely swatched all 6 inks. And you have a clear understanding of the color that they are. Red Delish, Tart Cherry. Red Delish, existing, Tart Cherry, new. Tart Cherry. What do you think? Grape juice. Blueberry pie. Baked brownie. Spaghetti squash. And kale salad. These are the new colors of the Stacey Park Jacquard Premium dye-based inks. Launching today. And 5 different ways they can be used. With the re-inker and the ink pad, you can do so much with them. Truly so much with them. And as I said, all the samples that I have for you are showing or using the little Moonstone minis. And these are mini enough to fit through a sidekick machine without any problem. They are easy peasy to cut. In fact, let's grab a scissors and we'll just cut one out. I'm using smaller plates. I could use my 6x6 plates too. Oop, but I don't want to use the large plates because this die is so small. Now, if you're going to put a bunch of dies across it, absolutely. But by gosh, you could put a bunch of dies because this can absolutely fit this way too. You could spell a whole word and still get it through on your smaller plates. Roll, roll, roll. Roll, roll, roll. And it's done. And it's got the cute little dots. They're a great size, not too big, not too small. We've got them marked to make them happy, make them affordable, because by gosh, this wasn't the YouTube I was supposed to be doing. And I needed the girls to be able to ink something. You should, if you bought 2 sets of the multi-size plates to get the 2 6x6s, you have 2 of these as well. You don't have to buy anything else. You have a sidekick machine? Absolutely. And they're so cute. So everything you see, all the samples I have for you are made, if they've got a letter or a number on them, it's from the Hunky Dory minis. Look how cute an ombre is. Isn't that cute? I wonder what would happen if we took I'm just trying. I'm adding a little red and then a little bit of blue back in. Just to see what color I'll end up with. Nope, the blue went right over, though it dulled it a little bit. but it didn't make mud. You gotta love my colors. They just don't make mud. That blue ombre is beautiful. This one, meh, but I tried. All right, so we did the same thing over and over again. I know, maybe not as exciting as it could have been, but I think it's important that you see what you're getting before you get it. And with inks, the colors are important. Being able to see what they look like beforehand is important because once they're yours, they're yours. And being able to see all the different things that an ink can do. And everybody's inks they've all got special properties. You got to find out what they are, and is that what you want your ink to be able to do? So we are now up to 24 colors. 24 colors? I think it's 24 colors. With more to come. I don't know when. Don't ask. I don't know when. So what's on sale? Well, the inks and the re-inkers. This is their launch date. The tear off palette, which I just used again and again and again. This is really a great little tool. Had no idea they even existed until Royal Talons. The numbers and the letters from Hunky Dory. And a whole bunch of different Hunky Dory papers. Whatever we had left, we threw it up there. So I don't have oodles of samples, and for that I'm sorry. The girls got as much done as they possibly could. And here, again, the 50th. Cute, right? 50th birthday, 50th wedding anniversary. Here's the hello, done with blueberry pie. Here's smile, done with blueberry pie, tart cherry, spaghetti squash, kale salad, and grape juice. See, slimline. Looks perfect on here. It looks great. Here we have number one mom, done out of the paper, the Hunky Dory ombre paper that we have. So the glitter ombre with all the dies. It's time to party. Again, with the die, you've got my embossing folder as the background. You've got the ombre glitter backing it up. I love you. Done in the ombre glitter. Just be you. The just and the you was done with my ink. So spaghetti squash. Oops. Sorry I missed your birthday, and I love that the oops is kind of off. Done with the ombre glitter paper and the Moonstone minis. '25th, cheers. This is done with my embossing folder, my French twist. And then they inked the paper to get the 25, and they inked the background. Super light, super pretty. Birthday Girl. Again, that's done with my Shine Bright embossing folder. And you've got a monogram, an initial, Birthday Girl. Hey Friend. Done with the ombre glitter. Love. How cute is this? All your letters a heart. Cute. So as I said, the girls, they had to knock some stuff out pretty quickly. Dad was done with baked brownie. Happy birthday to you on your special day. And wow. Or mom. I think it's wow. Or mom. Wait a minute, which way does it? It's wow. All right, you guys. Well, we pulled it together the best we could. See, Claire had made she went ahead and she colored white paper so she could die cut out all the words she wanted. She just colored white paper to make her own colors. Pretty cool, huh? The new Stacey Park inks are out. Oh, finally. And just a few days earlier than they were supposed to. I'm going to use them again in our next Take Two Tuesday, our last Take Two Tuesday of the year, December 31st. And then we move into In the Studio with Stacey. So everything changes. Everything changes. Something new for this year, or for 2025. I appreciate you hanging with me and staying. And I know, but you got to see the colors. And I just wanted to do it. And I suppose I could have done a lot of die cutting, but I thought the colors are so important and seeing the different things you can do with them. We'll see if you agree. All right, you guys, it has been an amazing 2024. It's going to be an even better 2025. The things I have planned for you, oh my gosh, it's over the top, but I can't wait to bring it all to you. Remember, we will be starting our Make It Monday. This next Make It Monday is week 5 of our winter warehouse sale. We'll launch the product at 5 p.m. sunny California time, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern, but the live chat doesn't happen until 6 p.m. sunny California time, 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern, and it is the last week for you to pick up anything you wanted for $1 or 50 cents. Whatever, this is the last week is coming up. That's it, and then it'll be over. So Monday, we'll start week number 5, and then when we hit January, we go back to our regular Make It Monday event. Tuesday is our last Take Two Tuesday event, and I do have something special for you. I do have something special planned, and I will be using my inks as well. So that is also Tuesday, 6 p.m. sunny California time, 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern. Thursday is new for you, and that is going to be from Creative Expressions. Oh, such great bundles. And then we're back with Saturday with Stacey next Saturday. So thanks for a great 2024. Thank you for keeping us in business. Thank you for keeping all independent retailers in business, not just us and not just paper crafting. If you support your local restaurants and your local dry cleaner and your local dog groomer or veterinarian, support local and support small. Every one of us appreciates you for doing that. And then if you don't have local and you don't have a mom and pop, then come online. And of course, there's lots of fabulous online stores to shop from as well. But if you can, find one that is owned by a mom and pop shop. There's lots of independent owners of online stores, not just us, lots of them. So by all means, sprinkle a little bit here and there because every store owner appreciates you for it. 2024 is in the books. For Saturday with Stacey, I will see you on Monday for week 5 of the warehouse sale. Thank you. Thank you for bearing with me during this impromptu video. I'll see you a little bit later. I'm Stacey, Scrapbooking Made Simple, scrapbookingmadesimple.com. Look under the Saturday with Stacey banner or the YouTube Yummy category to find all of this great product. Bye, everybody.